I think we can all agree here that sweat is pretty gross, but it's also really important when it comes to things like regulating our body temperature and keeping our skin moisturized. Right now, as we're all sitting here, every pore of our bodies is continuously releasing this slimy mixture of biological trash. But I like to think that one man's trash is another woman's treasure. My thesis research is focused on the study of sweat for various compounds. Speaking of one of these compounds, have you ever smelled a drunk person? After a late night of drinking, they literally reek of alcohol. Not only is it on their breath, but it's also oozing out of their pores. And if you can smell it on their body, you can most likely test for it as well. And this is exactly what I've done using enzymes. Enzymes are these big proteins in your body that help to recycle biological waste into something more useful. I specifically work with two enzymes in an assembly line fashion, where the first enzyme takes any alcohol present and reacts with it and creates a byproduct. The second enzyme takes this byproduct and correlates it to a color change. Now, due to the specificity of this reaction, the amount of color produced is directly related to the amount of alcohol present. I further optimized this system to work on paper. And as you can see here, as we increase the amount of alcohol in our system, we're getting a darker shade of color produced. I went one step further and took images of this color production, and I was able to use software to correlate a numerical value to each shade of color. Now, how might this be applicable to you guys? I want you all to imagine the last time you were out at a bar. Maybe you were celebrating with some friends, watching a big game. Now think back to the end of the night after you had a few drinks. How'd you get home? Did you drive yourself? And more importantly, if you did, how did you know you were okay to drive after having had a few drinks? I've asked a few people this question before, and some people are really great. They tell me if they know they need to drive home, they won't have any alcohol. But then I hear from other people that they match one glass of alcohol with one glass of water throughout the night. And then some people tell me that they just know their bodies well enough. They know if they're sober enough to drive later on. But I personally feel like these last two options aren't that great when you think about the fact that 29 people in the United States die from alcohol-related driving accidents every single day. That's one person, one death every 50 minutes. Now I want you all to imagine yourself back at that bar. You had a few drinks throughout the night, and you're ready to drive yourself home, but you're not 100% sure if that's a good idea just yet. So what do? You reach into your pocket and you pull out this patent-pending product that we're developing in our laboratory, where you can rub your fingertips on a piece of paper in order to gather some sweat. And after about a minute, you'll be able to take a picture with your phone, and the application will tell you your BAC. Then you know for sure if you should be getting into the driver's side or the passenger side door. Thank you.